These are all the brushes that I use to do my makeup. For primer, I use my fingers. For my foundation, which is what I have on now, I use the BK Beauty 101 brush. Ride or die, holy grail. Been using this for over a year now, and it's just the best. I love to use this brush, especially with this foundation stick that I use, because it's really good for stippling, like that bouncing up and down motion. I love the shape of it. I love how big it is. I also love that it's dense, but it's very soft on top. Okay, for concealer, I'm typically always using one of these two. This is the Tarte Paw Concealer Brush, and then this is the BK Beauty A506 brush. I have so many of these, and I love it. This is what my daughter did to my last one, so I've been using this lately, but I use these both all the time. They both kind of have that kitten paw shape. I also love the size of them. I feel like so many concealer brushes I've tried in the past were just too small. This brush is just the right size, and it makes for like a flawless blend. Next is bronzer, and I'm typically using one of these two. This is the Say Beauty, the big brush, I think it's called. This is the LYS Sculpt and Bronzing brush, and then there's also an e.l.f. brush. I think it's called the Complexion brush that I like as well. But again, the Say brush I really like because I feel like it keeps the bronzer in place, and it's dense enough so that when I'm patting it into my skin, it literally just looks like it becomes part of my skin. I don't know how to explain it, but I feel like sometimes when I use brushes, it looks like the makeup is laying on top of my skin rather than being like melted in. If you like a little bit more of a fluffy brush, like you're not as into the super dense brushes, then I would go with this LYS one. The LYS ones are pretty affordable too. I think it's like, this is $14, I think. I use a couple of different brushes for blush. Today I'm using this Hourglass one that they sent me. Again, I really like the shape. It also really reminds me of the BK Beauty 109 brush. No, I will link it, but it's a similar shape. I really like it. I lost it and I haven't repurchased yet, but I need to. Also, if you're looking for like a really good bang for your buck and a really good brush, this Dibs brush, you can use this side for either bronzer or blush, like blending it in. Just only use it for one because you don't want to get it dirty. And then this side for blush is like perfect. This is what I've been using for powder for just like under my eyes and my T-zone. I also have an Hourglass brush that I've been using that I really love. That's also dual ended, but you just want something that's kind of small, in my opinion, because I don't powder my entire face. I just powder like briefly under my eyes and in this T-zone. So I like this size or shape. For powder blush, I like to use that Dibs brush. So that same double-ended. I usually use this one. The Tarte one that I showed earlier is also pretty similar. I like to use that. I like a really fluffy big brush like that to do my blush because I kind of like it everywhere. But some people do like a little bit of a smaller one, and there's a Sephora brush. I'll get the number for you guys. I want to say it's like the 89 that I used to use. That's good for that. I'm not wearing eyeshadow today, but when I do, I'm typically always using the Refer brushes. Those are so good. They're made in Japan. They're amazing. They also go on sale on TikTok Shop a lot. If I'm not using those, then there's also some BK Beauty brushes that I use too, but typically Refer. I hope that's helpful. I'll link what I can. And this is finished product. I swear your makeup is only as good as the tools that you use. Someone said that one day. Okay, bye.